So it looks like it has arrived. I don't know how I'm going to get this into the house, but here is the new bed frame. Okay, so the new bed is inside. The box is open. Figure out putting it together. And also, clear the space of the old bed. Space moving too. So here we go. I'm barely 2 minutes into unpacking this thing, and I'm both impressed and disturbed at the sheer amount of styrofoam that's coming out of this, but also the way in which it and all of the parts were packed to be able to fit into this box. This is going to be really messy too, because a lot of the styrofoam is just really torn apart. It's like all these little bits everywhere, and even more those little tiny bits. So yeah, I'm going to have a lot of vacuuming to do later, I think. Okay, so I got all the parts out of the box, and I am pretty sure that I opened the box upside down, because look what I just found here. Face down! The instructions. Please find the red string. The hardware is attached onto the red string. Yep, I kind of figured that one out on my own, thanks. On the upside, I didn't accidentally throw out the instructions. And so now we have all of the parts of the bed laid out, more or less in order of the instructions. There's still a few. It's going to take a bit to figure out what they are and how they work. But I have accounted for everything at least, so let the bed building begin. Alright, step 1. Lay all parts on a flat, soft surface on the floor to avoid damaging any parts. Position the back end post, that's that beam there. The front left-hand end post, that's this one. And the upper side rail and the lower side rail as shown. Attach the rails using bolts E and tighten using the Allen key. Repeat for the right hand panel. Alright, so here they are assembled. Step 2, with the help of an assistant, I don't know about this, position the left and right end pieces and attach the upper back safety rail using a set of bolts and washers and nuts. Do not tighten them. Then repeat to attach the upper front safety rail. Weird angle, that's this. And then also the lower back rail, which is kind of down there along the baseboard, and the front rail right here. And then once it's all attached, tighten it up. Let's see how we do with our trusty assistant. Well, I did it! Took me probably almost an hour and 20 minutes to do, and it would have been a lot easier with that aforementioned assistant, who by the way is out taking a nap on the couch. But I did it! A little bit of swearing, good bit of sweat, and here is the beginnings of the bed frame. I'm already liking this a lot better than the last bed. The next steps are easy. Now I attach the two towards the bottom there to this rail here, and that's going to go in the middle here where the full-size bed will go. And then I take the other three and attach them to those two there to make the ladder that will go right here up the side. Okay, I'm going to take a break and then continuing on. Alright, well, I got the support bar in, but surprise, surprise, both of the side bars, yes, both of them, were put in backwards. That's right, the holes that are needed to attach right here were facing the wrong way. So I had to take both of them out, flip them around, put them back in. I'll be really glad when this is done. Alright, now for the ladder. Alright, ladder's on. This thing is beginning to really start to look like a bed. So, last step, step 7, with the help of an assistant. who's probably still napping on the couch right now, line up the 5 upper slats on the upper safety rails and snap them into place. And then do the same thing with the longer slats on the bottom bunk. I'm now paraphrasing the instructions. So, I don't know if I'm going to finish that tonight or not, but we're going to give it a go. Pretty close. That is the last step. Once that is done, this bed is complete. Well, then it needs mattresses, but at least the frame is complete. Once I put the slats in. So this is pretty interesting. So they're supposed to be snapped or locked or whatever, I forget what word they use, but it's basically snapped into place. And you can see kind of all through here, there's these spaces where the bars that look like this up close, right, they're going to snap in place. Well, I've done 3 now, and yeah, if they go in right, like, they definitely are pretty firm, but they might actually break the little plastic piece that's on top here, which is what locks it in place. And if they do that, well then they do just come right back out. Which, in a way, I kind of think is probably better this way, because I was beginning to think, how on earth am I ever going to disassemble this bed if I ever move or just need to replace it or whatever? Like, it's never going to fit out the door. And if these lock into place, I don't know how I'm going to undo this. But if the plastic things snap and these just lift right back out, that might actually be a good thing. Huh. So, I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Some of them will probably break, some of them won't. Be interesting to see what the failure rate is on all this. But that also means it's going to be pretty easy to get these done. So, onward. Alright, well, it took the better part of the evening, but this bed frame is done. The bit about the, I don't know what you call them, the end pieces where the rails go, the top bunk was the problem. And I lost track of how many broke, because some of them broke but then kind of stayed put. But the bottom one, they were really easy for some reason. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't want to have to think about it for a very long time. I know one day I will. But, nonetheless, okay, so if I started at like, oh my goodness, it was like around 5 o'clock when I started, and it's now about 9:30, and I've been going pretty consistently. So yeah, about 4.5 hours to assemble this bed frame, but here we are. Now I need to get a mattress, and I need to get rid of the old bed. Working on that one. Okay. Now, going to my bed. It's real bedtime.